So it's October, the month of horror, and I'm personally not a big fan of the newer horror movies, but I do like the classic old black and white ones. And that's why I purchased this set of 50 classic horror movies. And I've been going through and reviewing them all. And today we'll be talking about The House on Haunted Hill. This movie was one of the first ones I watched after The Phantom of the Opera, and in my opinion, this was fantastic. I loved it. The classic mystery, but also horror elements of it. It follows as this couple hosts this party in this haunted house that these murders have happened, and they get all these clients, and they say they're going to pay them, if they make it through the night, $10,000. Now this movie came out in the 50s. Put that more into what it would be now today. Now today, that would be around, he's willing to pay each of these people, if they make it through the night, around $130,000. And so all these people who are like kind of broke and need money say, yeah, we'll take this. And so now they're all stuck in this house that these murders have happened, and there's all these spooky things happening. One really cool element I loved about this movie is how it began. These faces, like these heads, just telling what's going to happen in this story, and you don't see the rest of the body, and it makes this extra like these floating heads, and they're just like this floating head just saying this, and then it goes to another floating head and he's saying there, another thing, and it's like this really haunting, like really sets you into the mood. And then you see the house, and it's just like there's this element of like, almost reminds you of like pyramid type ancient culture like looking house. It's like this odd element of this house, and this really like sets you in this mood for this really spooky like story. And as you follow along, as these people are in this house, you have this one person who understands a little bit more what's happening in this house, and he goes and explains, and he sets up all this stuff that's going to happen in this story. He sets up all this stuff that's going to happen by like talking about, oh yeah, this is where this one person died, this is how they died, and then you're like, and there's a hint to in the future you're going to have it so that plays into the story. So yeah, as you're following these people along, you start thinking that the host is the one killing these people, only to figure out that it's actually someone else, and there's this whole plot going on where the host's wife and this one person who's at this event are actually in love, and they're trying to kill him off so that they can go off, and you know, that's something that happens in older movies. But then he figures that out, and by the end of the story, he takes them out instead. So there's like that element, like that whole thing is like super interesting, and you have it so spooky moments of like these heads being found in people's closets and some of the stuff like that. One element about it that I thought was really hilarious, it was very like, oh, at first like, oh, that really stared us out. It was like the visuals in this one moment where you have it so this skeleton is going after someone, and at first you're like, oh, I can easily tell that looks like a skeleton on a string just being puppeted around. And at first I'm like, okay, that's really like stands out, like that doesn't look real at all. Only to realize that in a couple of minutes later they revealed that it was indeed a skeleton on a string. So I'm like, technically they were trying to make it look real, but in the end they revealed that it was exactly that, so I guess it was accurate to what it was, and it wasn't really a big deal anymore. But yeah, I would definitely say this movie was interesting. I love how haunting it was, but not in the way of like New Days horror where it's all about scares. This movie is just haunting in a very fun, loving way. It's a fun little spooky story. Watch on Halloween, and I loved it. I would strongly recommend this to people. I will leave in the description where you can watch this. I'll also leave in the description where you can buy this set. It costs like $10 for 50 movies. For the most part, I would say all the movies in that collection I would recommend to people. There's one movie I'll probably review it because I watched it, but I can't really recommend it to people. But also in the same way, it was good, but it was just when I'll put out a review for it, you'll see. You can also just look up what the movie is. It's called King of the Zombies. It was a pretty fun movie, but it had some serious issues with a certain thing called racism. It was a very racist movie, and that's why I'm kind of hesitating putting out a review for it, because yeah. Anyways, but besides that, this movie was pretty good. Yeah, it was spooky, it was fun, I would definitely watch it again. But yeah, if you guys want to watch it, again, I'll put a link to the whole collection. $10, pretty fun deal. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing if you guys want to see more videos like this. Comment down below any like movies you really want me to check out, or if you got any comments about just like what your thoughts about this movie is, or movies like that. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Movie Night Reviewer, Peter Weary, signing off.